Hey there, it's Rob Knight, and today I'm going to talk about the Tenba AXIS V2 6L Sling Bag. And this is a little different than what I normally review because honestly it's a bag that's a little different than what I usually carry. My last review was the AXIS V2 24L backpack, which is among the larger of the AXIS bags. And this 6L is among the smallest. There's a smaller version of this and then a kind of a traditional top loader bag too in this series. But this bag is really interesting, and it honestly didn't work for how I expected to use it. But I've used it for other things and actually found a pretty good couple of purposes for it. So maybe this will help you. I will tell you, it is a very cool looking bag. I carried this when I was leading a workshop in June, and everybody on the trip said, wow, what bag is that? That's so cool. Like everybody was just really wanted to know about it and really curious about it. So it has kind of a cool sort of military form factor, especially with the multicam black color that I have here. I expected to use this with my Sony a7R5 to maybe carry the camera with the lens on it and an additional lens. That was my plan for this. I thought, maybe for going out, walking around for a day, travel photography, that kind of thing. I thought that would be great. I thought when I was leading a workshop, it would be cool because I could leave my great big bag at home and just bring like my camera body and a 24-105 lens and just put it in here, to protect it. Unfortunately, it's just not very big, honestly. This is the Sigma 105 millimeter macro lens for the full frame cameras, and this will barely fit in here. This works okay, but you may be able to see there is no room above the top of this lens to put anything in there. So a camera with a lens, a full frame camera with a sort of like a regular zoom lens is not going to fit in here face down like that. I can take out the dividers and then put the camera in sideways. So I can use it for the camera in one lens as long as the lens is not very tall. So that works pretty well. It also works pretty well as a lens case. Say if I'm shooting an event, right? Or if I'm doing street photography. If I'm doing street photography, my camera is in my hand, right? I don't need to carry my camera. This is not so much of like a transport bag, like a backpack, right? I'm not going to have my camera and all my lenses and everything. This is more like, okay, well, let me have my wide angle lens and my macro lens and a couple of extra batteries. And this is great for that. I'm going to talk about the outside a little bit before I get into the interior, but it's got this nice padded shoulder and strap. Okay, so one end of the strap has a little memory foam in there. It's really comfy. So you can throw it over your shoulder. You can throw it over like a sling bag, and then it's easy to get into the bag while you're wearing it. Right, that's very convenient for travel. You can also shorten this up, shorten the belt, and wear it like a fanny pack. I don't do that very much, although I tell you, I did do that when I was riding horses in Costa Rica. I had this with a camera and a couple of lenses, and they worked great. I just put it on, put it around my waist, and it kept it off of the saddle, and it worked great for that. This is a Sony a7R Mark II. This is my infrared camera. This thing fits in here great, okay? I've got a little Viltrox 20 millimeter lens on here. Tiny little camera. It actually even fits sideways in here. So this is more how I ended up using this bag when I was traveling, because I had my backpack with my full A7R5 kit with my telephoto lens and 4 or 5 lenses and all the stuff, right? So when I'm flying, I like to have a smaller bag to go through security mainly. So I put my infrared camera in here, a couple of batteries. I think I had my phone chargers and things like that in here, and that worked great. It has a really cool, all the Axis bags, I actually forgot to mention this in my 24L review, they have a little pocket inside for an AirTag or another GPS tracker, so that's pretty cool. You would have to really, like if you just opened this pouch, you wouldn't even see that. You have to go, it's all the way, you know, at the end of the zipper. So that's cool, but what I really liked about this is this front pocket. So when I'm going through the airport, obviously you go through security, and even if you're pre-check or whatever, you still have to take your phone and your keys and your you know, wallet and all that stuff out of your pockets, right? So I can put all that stuff right here. I can, while I'm wearing the bag, I can put all my stuff in here, zip it up. I have one bag that goes through security, and I love that. This did a really nice job for that. Right now I have an audio recorder and some sunscreen. Like this is more of a satchel, honestly, than like a serious, you know, let me take all my camera gear kind of a bag. It has a pocket in the back that I thought was kind of silly when I first saw it because it's very thin. But you know what? I went to a national park, and I got a place to put my little pamphlet that I got at the national park. I have a place to put business cards. I can put my business cards in there. So just another feature of this bag that I was like, I don't think I'm going to use that. But it turns out I use it every time I have the camera, or that I have the bag. My passport fits in there great. It's basically really handy as long as you don't want to carry a ton of camera gear. The bottom has straps here that you can adjust. I would imagine that you're supposed to put a tiny travel tripod on here, but I used it to carry a jacket. Worked great. Rolled up my hoodie and put it under there while I was going through the airport. If you need to expand this thing, you've got MOLLE webbing on the sides and the front, which is great. I think I would have preferred an expandable pocket for a water bottle, but then again, it's not very tall. So if you put a water bottle in, it would be sticking up really high, so that doesn't really work too well. It's built like a tank, right? It's built like all of the Tenba bags that I've had, and it's built like the other Axis bags, and honestly, it just looks good as kind of a kit with this and my Axis 24L. It made a nice little set, and I was able to carry everything that I needed. I could put most of my camera gear in the overhead, and then this easily fits under the seat in front of me on a flight, so it works great for that. Now, I would definitely recommend this bag for if you're using, say, a Fuji kit or an Olympus kit, you know, a smaller Micro Four Thirds, and you have smaller lenses. This is what I would consider a city bag, for me at least, because my wildlife lenses are not going to fit in here. I actually was hoping that I might be able to fit my Sigma 60 to 600 lens in here, but it's not even close. Like, that lens is bigger than this bag by a lot. If you had a smaller telephoto lens, a 70 to 200, you could probably fit that in here. It would just go long ways. So if you had to switch out between your wide angle and your telephoto, it'd be great for that. But again, as far as a city bag, I was out in the city today shooting, and there was some areas where there was a lot of people and it was a little sketchy, and I could just easily roll the bag around and it was in front of me. It wasn't on my back. I didn't have to worry about anybody snatching it. So to that end, it was really great. I had my A7R5 and a 24 to 105 lens. Again, no dividers in here, just the camera sitting in here, and this was basically my camera strap. I didn't have the strap over my shoulder, I just had a little wrist strap, and when I needed the camera I could pull it out, and when I didn't, it was protected. It was protected from anybody seeing it, from anybody yanking it, from you know, I didn't have to worry about dropping it, so it was great for that. For a travel bag, the thing I don't like about it is the size. Like, it's great if you only need a couple of lenses. If you only need a small camera and a couple of lenses, This is the jam. For me, for traveling, I would almost always need to take an iPad or a laptop with me. So this kind of cancels that out for me. In other words, I could take my big 24L bag and put my laptop in that and put it in the overhead, but if I need to work on something while I'm on a flight, then I've got to get it out of the overhead and all this other stuff. So for me, it's more convenient normally to have a bag that will also hold my laptop. And so to that end, I'll probably stick with something like my Cooper 13 that I've had for about 10,000 years, I feel like. I don't remember when I got this bag, but it still looks nice. It's not torn or ripped or anything, but you can see it's just a little bit taller, right? So just that size difference allows me to put my camera in this bag with any lens except my super telephoto. So that's great. So I can put the camera face down, 2 more lenses. It's not that much wider even. It's barely wider at all, but just that little bit of height difference makes it a little more flexible for the gear that I can carry. Plus, I can fit my 14-inch MacBook Pro in the back, and I don't have to check it, or I don't have to put it in the overhead when I'm flying. So I don't think this little guy is gonna knock my Cooper 13 Slim off of the top of the hill as far as my sort of go-to shoulder bag, but for the assignment that I was on today, when I just had a camera basically and a recorder, and I needed to carry it and protect it in the city, it was super great. So I think there's always this quest for the perfect camera bag, but I think the fact remains that the perfect camera bag depends on what you're doing, right? It depends on where you're shooting, what you're shooting with, what spares you need to carry or not. It would be ridiculous for me to carry my AXIS V2 24L backpack today to carry my camera and a lens and an extra battery and a recorder. That would have been totally stupid. Even to have a smaller backpack would have been overkill, right? I didn't need my Cooper 13 Slim because I certainly didn't need my laptop today to go out and shoot. So, you know, if I was going out to do macro photography, this would be fantastic because I could put my camera and a lens and maybe an LED light, you know, anything that I would need for that would fit in here, and that would be great. But, you know, if I need to do that and take my wide angle lens, then I got to have a different bag. But, you know, I have a different bag, so that's not a big deal. So I think the moral of the story is don't try to find a perfect bag, right? This one is great for what it does. If you need this size, this is probably the coolest looking bag that I have, actually. And I've certainly never had another camera bag where every client that I come in contact with says, wow, what kind of bag is that? Ooh, can I see that? Oh, like everybody was almost trying to figure out why they needed one. Like it looks so cool that everybody said, oh, wow, I mean, I couldn't fit this in it, but I could probably fit this. Like, people are coming up with excuses to buy this bag. So I don't blame you if you want to, because I'm happy to have one. And if you do want to get this bag, I have an affiliate link in the comments. It'll save you 10% and it'll get you free shipping. So that'll be great. And if you want to order it right from Tenba, by all means, if you'd rather support your local store, I support that, because we don't even have a camera store in Atlanta anymore the way that we used to. So definitely support your local camera shop. But if you want to order it online, I can save you some money. But I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for, I've got one more AXIS V2 review coming, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.